Yeah.
With Twittering and, social media, and, you got pilot season year round. So you're dealing with media all day, 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year. It never ends. Whereas when I grew up, an actor did a series from September to May. It was like a school year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had 3.5, 4 months off, and then you went back to work. It's not like that anymore. So it's you gotta pick your spots. You gotta figure out who you want into the show. You gotta schedule it. You gotta read. You gotta know who's hot, who's not, who's in the media now, who's in the music business, who's got a book out. It's a rat race. It's a jungle.
Yeah.
So, and as much as I like to say my name helps, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter unless I've learned the client has something to offer to sell to the program. So, the worst part about it is being on the phone. I don't know if you have unlimited minutes on your phone, but I have gone through the minutes on my phone faster to the point where I'm paying twice a month on this phone.
Oh my!
It's hilarious. It's really quite silly. So I think you have to have unlimited minutes if you're going to do what we do.
Yeah.
So anyways, so what else do you want to cover?
Do you have any other advice for people who want to get into radio producing, like what you're in now?
I would learn it all. I would learn all aspects of it. I would certainly, on both sides of the mic, I would learn marketing. I would learn branding. I would certainly learn as far as the technical part of it, you can learn only so much technical part of it. It is knowing how to build relationships. But more importantly, know who you're talking to. Do your homework. Don't, the same actor is going to get 1,200 questions over the period of a year. Go find the questions that they haven't been asked. Go watch those interviews with those people that have already been interviewed that you want on your show. Don't assume they've been asked every question that could be asked of them. Do research on their career. Don't settle for assuming that everything that has been asked of a performer has been already asked. That's lazy. Do your homework. Know who you're talking to. Because that is really the key. And that's in any aspect of the field, whether it's a casting director. Half the casting directors in this business don't know who anybody is anymore. These are young people coming out of high school and college, out of Harvard, out of Yale. They don't know who's in front of them. They could be Oscar winners, Emmy winners, Grammy winners. And they ask a stupid question like, well, all right, so what have you done? I've been in business 40 years. Where have you been? So arrogance and thinking that you can just coast on your degree from Harvard is lazy. Learn it all, do it all. That's what my dad would tell you, and that's what anybody would tell you if you want to make in this business. And it's most important, like I said before, do your homework.
Yeah.
Know who you're talking to. Know who the player is. Know who's in the room.
Yeah.
Because they might not know who you are, but if you know who they are, you have the advantage then.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell people.
Yeah. It always bugs me because people who get started in the business we're in, they'll go in arrogant and they'll just ask questions. Like you said, that's being lazy, do your homework. And It's like they don't even try to attempt to do a good interview, you know.
Well, I would, as far as, you don't want to overload yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Just, have a basic understanding of where they got started. I certainly wouldn't ambush anybody. I wouldn't throw out something salacious with a guest. But know some interesting stories about them that maybe they don't remember. That's what I do with my guest Ed. I know everything that goes on with them. So, it's that's key.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I would. That's what I would tell most people in acting and broadcasting. Also, you gotta love what you do.
Yeah.
There are days you're not gonna like it. There are days you go, I don't get treated like this. But I'll tell you what my dad told me. He's like, you take your craft seriously. Just don't take yourself seriously.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be somebody after you who's going to do the same thing. They want to be a radio podcast host. They want to be in the media. As they said, you're not going to be the first and you're not going to be the last. But your legacy is to be how did you carry yourself? How did you present yourself? And those are the people who are going to come back to you. And if you're thoughtful enough and you get good people on your show because they like you, Trey, if you were respectful to them, and they're going to more likely to come back to you, whereas somebody else who has 20,000 million listeners, maybe the interview doesn't do his homework, and they don't know what to ask, and they're not thoughtful enough to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
That artist isn't going to go back to that artist will not go back to that other guy, no matter how big he is, if he's not prepared. So, that's the biggest lesson I probably ever learned from my father is take your craft seriously. Just don't take yourself seriously.
Yeah. When I do my interviews, I try not to push questions on the people I interview. I just let the questions come out naturally, and the more they talk, the more
right.
the more topics come out.
That's absolutely true, and also this goes towards acting as well as being a host. Listening, and that sounds simplistic to listen, like an actor, listen to another actor, listen to your cues. If I say something, it might trigger a question to you. If you weren't listening, a thought will go past you that, I should have asked him that. So if you're listening to the answer can trigger another question. So that's, I think also is a key is, don't be, I don't mean you, most interviewers, people in the broadcast world, don't be such a hurry to show what you know. Let your guests speak, let your guests share, listen to what your guest is saying, they'll say something and go, by the way, I know about this. Do you remember doing this movie or this show? Or they'll say something and it'll trigger another question about their craft. But had you not listened, maybe you missed it.
Yeah.
It's like a cue. And that's, it's, being a host is like no really different from being a straight man on a comedy team. It's as I said, you listen to your cues, you listen, you're setting up the other person, you can lead your guest into a certain subject, but that all comes from being prepared. So that's what I've learned certainly about the art of being in this world. Certainly as a producer, certainly as somebody who's in the world of marketing or branding or anything like that, is being prepared. And not taking it too seriously. You gotta have fun too. enjoyable. If it's not fun, then why are you doing it?
Yeah, that's
just for a paycheck.
Yeah, that's the advice I get often. If you enjoy it that much, it's not really considered work. And if you're just in it for the money, you may as well not be in it, because anything you do that you just want to get the money for, you're not going to go very far. It's not very rewarding if it's just for the money.
Yeah, well, because eventually it's when you get to the point where the guests aren't coming back to you as soon as you like, you're struggling to figure out how to get guests. You have one or two bad guests, then you start thinking, man, do I really want to do this? And then you get 3 or 4 really good guests who really, really, really respond to you. You go, oh, now I know why you did it, why you're in this. But it's everything. It's everything. It's the preparations, everything else leading up to the interview. You have to really like that process too. If you don't, Ed does his homework before he does each guest. I do my homework on the guests. Now I have a luxury of probably the majority of the people that he usually has on. I already know.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to do a whole lot of homework. But I like to brush up. I do know what they're doing now. If I can feed Ed a tidbit of information about them that maybe they don't know I know about them, I don't mean to ambush them, but to say, do you remember this story about this actor you worked with, or this movie you did? They go, oh my God, I forgot that. They're impressed with that.
Yeah.
If you can draw something they're not expecting in a fun way, they'll be impressed with you.
Yeah, and that makes the interview more fun and interesting.
Yes. For you and for them.
Yeah.
It's not just one-sided. I guess you probably, the old standard is like you try to don't ever ask questions that are going to force them to give you yes or no. You got to figure out how to get them to talk. Like, how are you doing today? I'm fine. No, that's not what I meant. How are you doing? How's your day going? How's the weather? Fine. Like, okay, well, all right. That's not what I meant, but okay. So it's and you've interviewed some really quite good people. You've had Ed Asner on. You've had some other really big names on.
Oh yeah.
The show. So
I enjoyed interviewing Ed Asner. He was a nice man to interview, and
he was. He's a nice man. How did you come? I'm just curious. How did you come to get Ed Asner on your show? Did you know somebody?
Me and him have a mutual friend in common, a actor in California named Peter Jason, and I interviewed him, and we talked back and forth, and he got me hooked with Ed Asner.
I know that name, Peter Jason. Why? I don't know. I've heard the name. See, I have to do my homework now. I have to go look up Peter Jason now. Let's be fair, Trey. There's only over 120,000 actors in SAG and Equity. You're not going to know everybody. So, like I said, I probably know the name. I'll probably, if I see his face, I'll probably know who it is. But, you got Netflix and you got Hulu. It's like,
yeah.
And those channels have like 70, 80, 100 new shows on. I can't keep track. My wife watches those shows. She knows all these people. I don't know half these people. I'm just old. I'm a dinosaur. So I know the old actors. I know the old timers. My wife is more up to date with who everybody is now. So I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to know?
No, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I've enjoyed learning about your life and your interest in your career, and I thank you for letting me interview you. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Well, thank you, Trey. Anytime. If there's any